Okay, I'm Tom Burke, co-founder of Haia, which is the best new generation online and hybrid events platform. Haia makes virtual events easy and boosts engagement, and we stand out because we're user-led and not technology-focused. I'm sure we've all been to events like this one, run on Zoom or Teams, which are great for simple video chat, but not so good for more complex events. Sometimes you'll need 2, 3, or 4 tools to build, invite, and then run the event. There are now tools which have been developed for events, but they're quite technical and confusing, and none of them have actually managed to get that round the coffee pot chat, which you get at real events. We make events easy to build and easier to navigate. We have better ways for ticketing and sponsorship, which drives revenues for hosts, and we know user experience is paramount. We know audience engagement is what makes events work, and we supply really deep data after the events. Haia lets attendees, hosts, and sponsors make valuable connections on their terms and follow up all in one place. We even have an inbuilt AI translation system, meaning no matter what your language, you can communicate with anyone, anywhere. Online hybrid is a new market, kicked off in the pandemic, but it's here to stay, and 85% of businesses think so, according to a recent Amazon survey. Within 8 years, the market is expected to grow by $410 billion. It's big and it's sustainable, and our closest rival, Hopin, reached 17 million users in just 12 months. A number of competitors have risen, scrambling to alter what they had or add new features after the fact, and we know working like that doesn't really provide great tools. We saw their issues and we created a new generation of platform. They have hidden pricing and are often unnecessarily technical. Hopin have done okay so far with something that does a little more than most, but we're better because we focus on that user experience and we have very simple competitive subscription levels. Hopin was recently valued at $7 billion because they had something that filled the gap during the pandemic. We have the thing that goes beyond that, so we're the Facebook to their MySpace. We evolved from this first wave, who underdelivered or struggled to accommodate. We're the fast followers improving and adopting. Our agenda system is unique. It's easy to build and navigate, great for presenters and hosts to set up, best for attendees and events. Sponsors can connect with guests either one-to-one or through things like video ads between sessions. Our live and post-event data is deeper and more adaptable. We give live AI translation for free built in. For some languages, it's 10% more effective than Google Translate. Haia cards are like digital business cards with sales pipelines within the Haia dashboard, so we're pretty sticky. And first impressions count. Our brand and design isn't just great looking, represents our ethos, stands out, and is personable. Haia is a way to say hello, and we're all about communication. We're ready to dive into a market worth £89 billion in 2020. Our serviceable market, communication or marketing companies, rather than training or recruitment companies, represents about £50 billion of that. And our projected turnover for year 5 represents just a percentage of that at £49 million. We offer a free version plus free accessible monthly subscriptions based on attendee limits with bespoke prices for higher level customers. With our projected 227 monthly subscriptions, averaging £217 a month, we're set to turn over £49 million in year 5. We realised that event agendas need to take centre stage, so we made sure Haia agendas are simple to build, collaborate on, and easy to negotiate at an event. We realised that people want to enjoy events and connect with people on their own terms or in their own language, so Haia focuses on things like live AI translation and allowing attendees to control how they connect with others, much more like a real-life event. This is a quick demo of the development version of Haia. It took me about 10 minutes from start to finish to build, invite, run, and attend this event. It's pre-recorded, but it is the actual system in use today. Firstly, I set up the event, a bit like Eventbrite, but we think easier. And it's during this I sort of set the dates, and I can invite collaborators or other admins to help me build the event. I had the nice graphics, things like that. And once we've got past this stage, I then go on to create the agenda using our unique timeline or track system. You can see I can invite people here, but as we build, we're looking to build links with things like Eventbrite or other services where we can hook in to people's CRMs. I can make multiple tracks concurrently and add lots of different session types into each track. And you can have varied content for each session block. They act as like portals between the presenters, translators, or sponsors you've invited for that session. They have their own info and their only access is to that session, reducing overload and confusion. These tracks are always visible in the event, so the attendee never gets lost or loses track. And you can see there's a quick sort of show of where the time was. And you can also see there are sort of networking or breakout areas where attendees can make their own subgroups, join existing ones, or lock them if they get private. You can add widgets like sponsors, exhibitions, or attendee info to make each event unique as well. We engage with about 3 routes to market. The first, probably most obvious one, is the digital marketing, SEO and pay-per-click campaigns, blogs and PR, which would be developed with the seed funding we're searching for. Strategic partners with collaborators like Ernst & Young or EY, who we're in discussions with currently, Wales's first science park, MSpark, who are on board as partners right now, and the Welsh Government. Then there's the viral effect. So this is where attendees turn into customers. If you can imagine 100 attendees enjoy a Haia event, perhaps 5 of them go on to run other 100 attendee events, and so it spreads. With over 40 years collective experience in delivering startups and major projects, we've got an amazing team in place. Standouts include Jonathan Wright, the ex-global managing director of the Dow Jones and Wall Street Journal, who's our first investor, or Daniel Sumner, the global alliance director at Microsoft, who has multi-billion-dollar SaaS startup experience and is on our advisory board. Andy, our CTO, has huge experience in scalable systems, and I myself have over 20 years of startup marketing and successful major project delivery experience. Hugh Edwards from the BBC loves the language, technology and Haia. We've been mentioned in the Houses of Parliament and are in discussions with world-class sports personalities for PR who are also interested in investing. We already have paying customers pre-launch and have 350 registered beta testers. We think we can convert quite soon. If half of those sign up, we're talking £38,000 a month revenue. Last year, we received a grant from Innovate UK for £425,000, which got us to where we are now. We now need the seed funding to really take off. We're looking for funding of £500,000 to get us to 5,800 paid subscribers by year 2, which will give us a turnover of £1.2 million. Haia is SEIS and EIS eligible, and we're offering up to 33% equity for investors. Jonathan Wright kicked off this round with a confirmation of £50,000 investment, and we're close to securing another £100,000 from a private individual. We value ourselves at 1.5 million post-money, and we expect that to reach 6 million by the close of year 2 based on projected turnover multiplied by 5. And as you can see, we have plans for stepping up investment rounds to trigger growth with exits possible before year 5, when we project Haia will be worth 250 million. Around 50% of the seed funding is for growing our team, bringing in salespeople and tech support and bolstering our already strong core. And the next largest cost after that is marketing and PR. We know we need to reach people really fast. With a break-even point coming in year 2, an exit for investors is possible from year 3 onwards. We want investors who are ready to join our adventure and investors who can bring value and get great returns. So join us today. And my email is tom@haia.live, or please contact me through Stakeholderz.